Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica, aka Little Miss Skin Expert. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I created this soft kind of green eyeshadow look. So without further ado, let's get started. If you guys have any questions or comments or have any requests, please comment below so I know for the next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So I have been just unbearing things from my makeup collection to see which eyeshadow palettes I had that I could use to create St. Patrick's Day looks. So I think from this day and just building up to the actual day, I think I'm going to be just playing with greens. I don't particularly love greens, which is why I wanted to play with them, because I need to see what I have in my inventory, number one, and number two, practice with some of the green shadows and maybe discover some shadows in there that I might gravitate to and appreciate. So I've been suffering from a little bit of inflammation in my skin, but that's always the norm for me. I have been using more BHA, which Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting BHA liquid is, and so that's been helpful, as well as using my Calm Mineral Moisturizer, and I have actually been using it around my eyes as well. That's one sunscreen I do like, because that is an area that I can apply it to on the eyes and not suffer from any eye irritation. If you are on the market for a sunscreen and you're wanting to be able to use it around the eye area, the Calm Mineral Moisturizer by Paula's Choice is one I could recommend. It is a thicker consistency. It does have a white cast, so I would just say not use sparingly. You want to use it a lot and apply a lot, but you want to be able to just give it that, be patient with it when applying it and rubbing it into the skin. Today's look, I decided to pull out the Jeffree Star Alien palette. I haven't touched this since I got it. So, and I don't know if I've really necessarily played with the green shades. Like this one still has the embossing on there. I just did my brows off camera because it's always just a boring thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and begin this look. The first shade in the palette that I'm going to use is this shade called Abduction. So it's like a neon-y kind of green, and it looks like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just add that to the crease. I'm not sure how this is going to look, so if it looks like crap, this will not be uploaded to the channel. And just back and forth motions into the crease. It doesn't have a deeper green shade, so I'm going to go into the Morphe 35M palette, and I'm going to use this shade called Express Yourself. And just taking that, I've already applied it to this eye, so I'm going to go ahead and add it to this eye. Oh, now dipping into his palette and adding the shade Flying Saucer. I've already added it a little bit to that outer corner here, as you can see. I am going to do a halo eye. I think I'm going to use this brush. This is the Morphe M210 to apply it to the inner corner of the eye. Just deepening it out on the outer and inner corner here. Go ahead and just help to blend this over the crease so everything looks like it's supposed to be tied in together. What I did was I also added this shade called Black Hole to the outer and inner corner of the eye to make it a little bit of a deeper green shade. I'm going to do the same thing as well on this side. With no product at all, I'm just going to make sure everything is kind of blended through. No harsh lines. No jagged edges, please. Instead of cutting the center, I'm just going to go ahead and use my fingers today. So I'm going to use this shade called Alien. I'm going to take it and I'm going to go ahead and just add it to the center of my lid, like that. we go. I want to make sure that everything is transitioning well. I'm going to go ahead and just continue to blend the mattes into that shimmer shade. And I'm going to add Flying Saucer again. So it looks like it's all blended together nicely. I could see why a lot of beauty influencers will do voiceovers. It is really difficult to talk and explain at the same time. So, and then I'm going to also add just a little bit of the black hole to deepen out the outer corner because it did get a little lost. I'm going to go ahead and prime my face because I got to do the rest of the face before I can finish up the eye. So I am using the Milani Prime and Protect Primer because I have fallen in love with this primer. So if you guys are looking for more of a creamier based kind of primer, I would look into this. It's a drugstore brand, it's affordable, a little goes a long way, and it works well. I'm going to go ahead and use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter to help make my skin glow. So I think I'm going to actually just add it here because I don't want too much illumination in the center. I just want it in the upper cheek area. Just, there's not much sun here, so it's like I want to look like I'm glowing in some regard. It's been snowing this morning and then raining, and the weather has just been a little funky. So just adding it to these areas of my face before I add the foundation to my face. Go ahead and use the Morphe Jeffree Star JS1 brush. I am using the Born This Way foundation for today's look. I'm going to go ahead and just start buffing this into the skin. I don't have a real formed opinion yet about this brush. I want to play with it a little bit and then kind of decide on my opinion and feelings about it. I mean, so far I like it. I like the feeling of it. But I don't really have a formed opinion about it yet. I want to give it a fair shot, you know? Everybody and everything deserves a fair shot. Left it really nicely into the skin. I'm not needing to go in with a brush, a different brush or a sponge. So far so good. I'm going to go ahead and use the Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the shade Swan and Almond. Again, I use Swan because it's really light. It does help brighten the under eye area for me really well. And then I use Almond to kind of balance things out because I don't want it to be too white. But for the nose, I like to use it just by itself. And so, first step. And then a little goes a long way with this stuff. I love the wand. And just taking the Jeffree Star JS2 brush to help set everything. Like that. While the under eye sets and bakes, I'm going to go ahead and contour my face. I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This is the shade Shadow Play, and I'm just going to go ahead and start the contour process. Again, using the JS3 for this. It's a little bit easier to control where the contour goes, as you can tell. So that's nice. When you have a little bit of a smaller brush, you do have a little bit more control over over that. So just kind of leaving things as is. I'm going to go ahead and use the eyeliner by Urban Decay called Overdrive. I love their eyeliners because I love how long they last throughout the day. And I'm going to use this shade Overdrive for the inner corner of the eye, and I want it, or I'm sorry, the waterline, because it is a little bit deeper, and I don't want it to be, I mean, I could easily use black, but I just didn't want to use black. I did go a little lower on the eyeliner for the sake of just like having it bleed a little bit into the lash line. And now I'm going to go ahead and just start adding my lower lash color. I'm using the shade Flying Saucer first, and using a smudger brush like this to apply it. Like that. So I'm going to also add this shade called Black Hole, but I'm only going to focus it on this area of the eye, kind of giving it more of that smoky look. Like that. To help blend things out, I'm going to use this shade called Abduction again, which was the first shade that I used. And I am using the JS6 brush to do that. I think there's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and use this shade called Pluto, which I really love. I remember using this as an inner corner highlight, but I think I also want to use it right here for the brow bone. See that? Just gives it a little bit of something. I like that. And then also using it for the inner corner. Like that. So to amp it up even more, I'm going to go ahead and use these Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows by Stila, and this is in the shade Diamond Dust. I'm just going to take a very small amount and just add it to the top. So it's just going to kind of make it pretty and girly and sparkly. I add my mascara. I'm going to go ahead and just set the face. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Mist and Set Setting Spray just to kind of help everything. I'm going to go ahead and add the Roller Lash Mascara by Benefit. We're going to go ahead and use some false lashes today. And I like this one because it really does get all of my lashes coated with mascara, and it does help kind of give it a little bit of a lift. I'm going to use the Amrezy highlighter. My skin is still a little damp. I'm using the JS4. And I just like how it will like adhere to the skin, so it's like almost skin-like. You can also go in and use it with a damp beauty sponge. That would also give you the effect. Today I'm going to be using this lash. So this is by Iconolash as well. This is in the style Happily Ever After. What I like about this one is just how fine they look. They're not overbearing and overpowering on the lash. And it's going to give it's just going to amp it up a little bit. So, you know, if you are wanting to try a new lash style out and just want something a little bit more natural looking, but rev up your look, this could be the one. It's just gonna give you just a little bit, you know, it's not overpowering on like the eye. So I really like that about this lash, and it's lightweight. So for those of us that don't like a heavy lash, this one's worth checking out. Plus you can use it multiple times and not worry about destroying the band. You know, I probably could get about, you know, 10 uses easily out of this one, as long as you take care of them. Blush today, I'm going to be using the Milani Baked powder blush in the shade Berry Amore. I was looking for something a little bit less expensive, and so I ended up finding this one, and I wanted to give it a try, so we'll see. So it is kind of like a terracotta-y shade on my skin tone. A little bit of pink. Lipstick today, I'm going to actually be doing a couple of things. I'm going to be using Baddest Beige by Maybelline and Naked Coral by Maybelline. I just like the combination together. So I'm first going to add it to the lips, the matte shade. And this is the Naked Coral shade. And then over that, I'm going to go ahead and add Baddest Beige. This is really just going to allow me to have a glossy effect and tie this look together. That completes the look, guys. Very wearable, and I actually like the way this came out. I'm really happy that it wasn't like weird green. I don't know, there is such a thing as a weird green, right? Anyways, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. See ya.